man always remembers a woman who has these quiet, powerful qualities. A man may forget faces. He may forget names. He may even forget moments that once felt important. But there is a certain kind of woman a man never truly forgets, no matter how much time passes, no matter how many relationships come after her. She is not always the loudest, not always the most dramatic, not always the most beautiful by the world's standards. Yet she leaves a mark that time cannot erase. A man always remembers a woman who has depth, not the kind of depth that demands attention, but the kind that slowly pulls him in without him realizing it. The kind that makes him think long after the conversation has ended. The kind that sits quietly in his mind when he is alone at night. This is not about manipulation. It is not about playing games. It is not about trying to be unforgettable. It is about who she is when no one is watching. Subscribe now to Psych Secrets and be part of a journey where every video inspires you to see life with a new perspective. 1. A man always remembers a woman who made him feel seen. Most people listen only to reply. She listened to understand. She noticed the pauses in his voice. She caught the tension behind his jokes. She remembered the small details he didn't think mattered. When he spoke, she didn't interrupt him with her own stories. She didn't rush to fix him. She didn't dismiss his feelings. She simply made space. And for many men, that is rare. Men are often taught to be strong, composed, and silent. Their emotions are expected to stay controlled, neatly folded away. So when a woman looks at him and truly sees him, not just his confidence, not just his success, but his uncertainty too, something shifts inside him. He may not say it out loud. He may not even understand it in the moment. But his nervous system remembers, because being seen without judgment feels like safety, and safety is unforgettable. 2. A man always remembers a woman who did not try to control him. She did not cling. She did not chase. She did not demand reassurance every hour. Not because she didn't care, but because she trusted herself. She allowed him space without making him feel guilty for needing it. She let him breathe without punishing him with silence or emotional withdrawal. She understood that love does not grow through pressure. It grows through freedom. That balance, closeness without suffocation, is rare. And when a man experiences it, even briefly, it resets his understanding of connection. He begins to realize that love does not have to feel heavy. It does not have to feel like responsibility alone. Can feel calm, can feel natural, can feel steady. Even years later, when he feels trapped or overwhelmed in other relationships, his mind goes back to her, the woman who let him be himself without fear. 3. A man always remembers a woman who had her own life. She did not disappear into him. She had dreams. She had passions. She had a life that existed before he entered it. She didn't wait by the phone. She didn't revolve her world around his attention. She didn't make him the center of her identity. And paradoxically, that made him think of her more. Because a woman who chooses him, rather than needs him, carries a different energy. Her presence feels like a gift, not an obligation. She inspired curiosity. What is she doing right now? What is she thinking about? What world does she live in when I'm not there? A man always remembers a woman who did not lose herself for him, because she showed him what self-respect looks like. 4. A man always remembers a woman who was emotionally honest. She did not pretend to be unaffected. She did not play cold when she cared deeply. When something hurt her, she expressed it calmly, without accusation, without drama, without blame. She didn't explode. She didn't manipulate. She said things like, "This matters to me. That made me feel distant from you. I want to understand, not fight." Her honesty disarmed him, because it wasn't emotional chaos, it was emotional clarity. Men remember women who communicate their feelings without trying to control the outcome, because it creates respect instead of fear. Even if the relationship didn't last, her voice stays with him, reminding him of how mature love can sound. 5. A man always remembers a woman who made him feel accepted, not fixed. She did not treat him like a project. She did not constantly point out what he should change, how he should improve, or why he wasn't enough yet. She believed in his growth, but she didn't shame him into it. She accepted him where he was, while still encouraging who he could become. That balance is powerful, because many men grow up feeling like they are valued only for what they provide, not for who they are. When a woman accepts them without conditions, it creates a deep emotional imprint. He may walk away, he may mess it up, he may not be ready, but he will remember how it felt to be loved without being judged. 6. A man always remembers a woman who brought peace, not chaos. She did not thrive on drama. She didn't turn small misunderstandings into emotional storms. She didn't use jealousy, tests, or silent treatment as weapons. Her presence felt grounding. Being with her felt like exhaling after holding his breath all day. Life is already difficult. The world already demands so much. A woman who feels like peace becomes unforgettable because she becomes associated with relief. Even long after she is gone, his nervous system remembers how calm he felt around her. 7. A man always remembers a woman who walked away with dignity. This one leaves the deepest mark. When things ended, whether by his choice or hers, she did not beg. She did not chase closure that wasn't offered. She did not humiliate herself to stay. She felt the pain. She allowed herself to grieve. And then she chose herself. She left with quiet strength. No dramatic speeches. No revenge. No attempts to prove her worth. That kind of exit echoes in a man's mind, because it forces reflection. He wonders, did I lose someone rare? Why didn't she fight harder? And why does that hurt more? Why do I still think about her when she's no longer trying? A man always remembers the woman who knew her value enough to walk away, because she leaves behind absence with meaning. Why time does not erase her. Time fades attraction. Time fades infatuation. Time fades surface-level connection. But it does not erase how someone made us feel. And the woman a man always remembers is not the one who tried hardest. It is the one who was authentic, grounded, emotionally intelligent, and self-respecting. She did not try to be unforgettable. She simply was. Final truth. A man does not remember a woman because she was perfect. He remembers her because she made him feel human, seen, accepted, calm, free. And once a man experiences that kind of woman, even once, no matter where life takes him, some part of him will always recognize her energy. Because some connections don't end. They settle quietly into memory and stay there. Subscribe now to Psych Secrets and be part of a journey where every video inspires you to see life with a new perspective.